here with another Guardian Tales video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the new patch here coming through. I've already done a video specifically on the new hero, so I'll link up right here, but then I want to talk about the other changes, because there's quite a few changes coming through that are actually pretty sweet. Really like how this game is so consistent with their updates. Also, I do want to give a shout out to my clan. Like, there's this guild cluster that we're in, and it's actually a really good resource, the Discord, if you guys want to check it out. So I'm definitely going to pair that link with my Discord link down in the description from now on, because I think this is just a really good resource that people take advantage of. Also, if you guys are looking for a clan, we have a whole bunch of like rows of or tiers of clans based on where you're at in the game. So if they're looking, I don't know the status on any of these, the availability of actually going through with these guys, but the option is available. Now, let's actually talk about the patch here. So the first thing, obviously new character, and then these are done in screenshots, and anything that's actually in text gets translated, but things that are a picture I can't translate. So for example, Amy's new weapon, I won't know, because it's like a picture and then they took, you know, the screenshot of the picture and tried to translate it, so I won't be able to actually see that. But probably it's cool that she's getting her exclusive weapon, but just how she's used now, she's actually splashed in fire raid teams. And most natural 2-stars, with the exception of like Akiyuki, and like yeah, pretty much about that, with the exception of her, are mostly just raid specific characters to fill out teams. Like, they're really not used that competitively or almost at all, except in those scenarios. So Amy is used in fire teams, and even though she's a basic character, they'll throw a fire two-hander on her, and she's actually pretty good in those teams. But now she's getting her exclusive, which is a basic, and basic teams are pretty much exclusively like ranged teams with Future Knight, Nari, Queen Idol Eva. So I really don't see this exclusive weapon being that beneficial, unless it's just crazy and then she becomes like a PvP character like by herself. I don't see her, she's going to be very useful in the typical use case of a natural 2-star character. Even though I can't translate it, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Maybe it's like absolutely nuts and I'm just totally wrong here. And so next we have the 4 stages of World 12 Demon World have been added. One of the Passion Cell stages consists of simple battles was excluded because it was not judged to fit the overall play style. And then we have the floating special comics that they added there, a couple things. And then I think this is a big part of the new patch, is going to be the hero improvements. I always like these because there's been a couple times where these improvements have really changed the character. A notable one is Arabelle. I think she's a significantly better character ever since she actually got changed here. So we have Idol Eva. The Soundwave last hit has been improved, so if only one of the 3 projectiles is hit, the damage is similar to that of all hits. I think that's a nice quality of life change, even though it's pretty small overall. We have Tinia. Wind Arrow changed from a single hit to a single target hit to a slight ranged hit. I think that's for the best. And then we have Ran. I think this is Pan, or maybe Lawn. The translation issues, like for example, Vishvash is Bishbash. It's just like, I don't think they have that letter in that language, so that's why it's doing that. But Rand is charged from a single target hit to a slight range, or yeah, the quick call. Yeah, so like this, unfortunately, this is not going to be the best when it comes to seeing this. I don't know which move this is specifically. It changed from a single hit to a slight ranged hit, which is great. Changed the weapon skill charge time to decrease from 0.2 to 0.5 seconds when charging the wall, and increasing the speed and range of the wall by 50%. Okay, and then we have Sack here. I don't know who that is, to be honest. Charge time reduced from 8 seconds to 5 seconds, and then the Awakening stats damage reduction +2 ability is changed to weapon skill recharge speed +4% ability. So I legitimately, if anyone in the comments knows who that character they're referencing is, let me know. Really like to know that. But then Bishbash is obviously Vishivac. Special abilities increase fire elemental health by an additional 15%. Before increases damage by 25% when attacking non-fire enemies, and then the change now is damage increases by 25% when attacking non-fire enemies. Increases the health of fire attribute party members by 15%. It seems pretty solid. Nothing too crazy. It's not like she's a damage dealing character. She's purely PvP. They've constantly like been doing slight buffs to her, so maybe this puts her over the top. I'm not sure, though. We'll have to see just how much better she's getting, but she's been getting quite a few buffs over these past patches. And then the exclusive weapon changes. So we have Prominence. This is going to be Pilvice's weapon. and increases the damage dealt by 12.5% of at the moment a Purifying Flame is activated. The total damage is the same. When the exclusive effect is activated, the amount of HP regeneration is increased from 1 to 2%. Okay, so I think that's going to be really good from a percussion standpoint, but the increased damage dealt by 12.5% at the moment, I like that it's giving a little extra burst, even though over sustained time it's the same amount of damage. And then Volcanic Horn, this is going to be Vishvak's weapon here. When you cast Wall of Flame, Flame of Destruction, the preparation action time is reduced by 0.05 seconds. I think that's actually going to matter because she is a PvP character for the most part, so any amount of time, even though that's very small, actually potentially could matter. And then Messiah, when Veronica, so this is Veronica's weapon, so when Veronica uses Divine Stigma, the charge speed is reduced from 8.5 seconds to 8.3 seconds. And I think over time, especially since she's such a raid character or Camazon Zone, that's actually going to make a difference over a couple of those casts. So I think that's pretty sweet. And then next we're going to talk about a couple actual content changes. So co-op map is obviously going to be different. The Labyrinth this time is going to be, it says a new attribute begins. Okay, so dark and water. So dark, nice, they finally updated, I finished the dark a while ago, so I finally get more stages there, going from 41 to, I believe 10 new stages, so 41 through 50 has been added, and then the water labyrinth has been added as well. I'm curious, what do you guys think of the Tower Horizon? I actually think it's a pretty sweet game type, even though the beginning, like 20 levels, is pretty much a joke for most people that are playing competitively, but for the rest of it, it's actually pretty fun content, and I like that it's something that they can constantly just add like 10 levels here and there. It's like actually reoccurring good PvE content, at least in my opinion. Okay, so shop improvement, to improve that you purchase multiple products in the shop. Oh, this is amazing. In the shop, in the floating shop, because there was an issue with the Awakening Stones. They would sell like 9 of them, so you have to buy it 9 times. So they have this thing here where you can actually like click and just buy them all at once if you want to, or go into Camazon's own shop and buy them all at once if you want to. So I think that's absolutely incredible from a quality of life standpoint, and it was really annoying. To be honest, it should have been a thing from the beginning, but I like that they are at least addressing it. And then next, this is kind of interesting. It's going to be the thing that you can break in the world. When you're in the normal world, there's a casino thing. You can break it for, I want to say, like 1 million of the soul points that you collect when you're just passively, like, you sign in, you collect them from your town. You break it, and then you get the exclusive weapon for your main generic hero guy, like the male knight or female knight. But they're changing it to where it's going to be something that, it sounds like it comes through, it looks like it's 750,000 to break it, and then you have a 50% chance of getting a level 2 mystery equipment, a 40% chance of getting a rank 3, and then a rank 4 is 8%, and then a rank 5 is only 2%. But still, this is another thing that is essentially a free resource that you're going to be able to at least a chance at all. So about a 10% chance of getting something really meaningful. You get the 2% for the 5 and the 8% for the 4, and even like just getting, maybe daily, maybe semi-daily, depending on how well your town is developed, to get even a rank 3 mystery equipment. I think that's actually really awesome that they're adding that. It's just another way of accruing a resource if you keep logging in. Okay, and so then next we have the so they improved the floating goods store. Let's see if they did a quality of life thing, but let's see how they changed it. So the SP storage limit, the gold storage amount has been expanded, so it essentially making it to where you're not having to log in as much. And then the maximum storage time for each good increased from 6 to 12. The social media follower cycle visit just from 6 hours to 14 hours. So I believe that's not going to be a nerf. It's just going to be more convenient, so you don't need to always be logging in to take care of that. It's just like a 1 login per day kind of thing. And then when the hero statue reaches level 10, the followers will visit every 12 hours. So that improves it. Modification for floating SP point method. So it essentially is just a big buff to this. I don't know if people really care about this, but this is something that over time really adds up if you take care of this part of the game. It looks like they're also adding more quality of life for the filter system, and it's actually going to save the filter when you back out, which is awesome, because what's the point of a filter if it like you have to redo it every single time? It becomes just as tedious as it was before. So I like that. So like what I'm probably going to do is just have it set to just filter out all the rank 1, like the 1-star and 2-star natural characters. I just didn't even want to see them, so I'm just not going to have them checked ever, unless I actually need to go check them out. Okay, and so then guild improvements. So improvements that you can check the battle history of the guild, guild raid total, guild raid ranking, and accumulated damage for all seasons, and then the Scarecrow guild's Scarecrow battle record. I hope what they do is they show. I don't know if they're going to do this. They have like an accrual amount of damage, but I hope they have it per season. They make it to where you can see the full and then the per season, so you can actually get an idea if they're actually good or if they've just been playing at a rate. Like you can really see if it's. I think that's an important distinction instead of just being grandfathered in. Like let's say there's a clan that has been since the beginning, and they have like 20 guild raids over this other guild that's actually technically a better clan or a better guild on a per damage basis. So it'd be nice to see not only the amount, but then each season recorded, like the amount that they finished at. That'd be awesome. And then you can actually get like an idea of just like the history of how the clans are. I think that'd be sweet. The fact I wouldn't even consider them even adding that unless they're adding this full amount thing. Like a lot of these quality of life things that I wouldn't imagine them adding, but I think it's cool that they are. And then now it's like making me think on what other things they can add. Okay. And then other improvements. So to select the last stage, enter in the crack stage list. A description of the initial progress to the hero knowledge has been added to the description of. I don't know what that means. Okay, so then we have Camazon Land improvements and correction. Difficulty of achieving the gourmet linked event to unlock Super Chef privilege has been reduced. I haven't done this yet, but I saw on Reddit it was like 9 steps, or like there was 9 pictures. I think 5 of them were like the actual steps, but like that's hilarious on how much it takes to get that. After the update, the event Dark Cooking hands out dishes. Once you choose an option anytime during the event or during the season, the related event between gourmet and gourmet will be able to appear. Okay. I like that they are making that easier. And then we have new collection bonuses. Obviously, the 2 new weapons are going to have a collection bonus, or exclusive weapons are. And then package it. And then there's error corrections. I don't think if you want to read that, by all means. And then there's new whale packs. Feel free to check them out. I'm not going to give if I'm going to give opinions on like pricing, I'll do that on a separate video. And then it looks like it's a roadmap event where you like pick where you go, like, and then you get like rewards up here, down here, and you get to choose. I believe there's a hero reset stone in here. Yeah, a total of 4 million experience points and a hero reset stone. Those are literally the most valuable resource in the entire game, in my opinion. So I'm really excited about that. I'm curious who you guys are going to reset down in the comments below. I don't know who I'm going to reset. If I had to guess, it's going to be Eugene. I don't use Eugene almost anywhere. And I only got her 5-star though, so it's I don't know. I just never see myself actually max limit breaking her. And I never see myself, but at the same time, maybe there's going to be a max limit broken character that I actually want to get rid of. But the character I want to finish is Mayreal. I want to finish her out, and then also I want to finish out either MK99 or the new hero in Lilith. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm curious what you guys are going to do. Okay, and then included in the roadmap for missions as a reward for the event, you can get 25 level strengthening hammers and 3,000 or 30,000 gold every day. As a reward for the event mission, you can get 25 level strengthening hammers and 30k gold every day, and that's level 25 strengthening, not 25 level. And then there's a roadmap event where you can play content and exchange various rewards with the points you earn. And then for more information, event bulletin. Okay, and then lastly, to close this out, we got all the new costumes that are coming through. When it comes to costumes, I always recommend checking the collection bonus. If they apply to a collection bonus, then buy them out, assuming you have the gems to spare. If you don't, the heroes you want to pull for are obviously the priority, but if you already have a lot of heroes, this is a really good way to bolster your whole roster stats. And then lastly, okay, and then they're talking about, okay, so I feel like this is just really bad translation, but they're talking about how leveling, the forced level ups, like now we're level 80, on how hard it is to get experience and gold and stuff like that. So I think they're trying to address it, but let's read it though. Currently, many drivers have spoken about the burden of inconvenience of growth due to level expansion. Accordingly, we are preparing improvements such as reducing the amount of experience required for heroes and equipment and adjusting the amount of money dungeon rewards. After the update, there are knights who have already reached the maximum level and played the experience dungeon. Improvements can be made at the maximum level expansion. Until then, we'll continue to provide insufficient goods to the events. This is where I think the translation falls apart. It's like, well, until then, we're going to keep screwing you. I just think that's hilarious. In addition, in the case of the goods, they gives a lot of options. There's no plan to add new goods as soon as possible, and we will develop and add a ceiling system to compensate for the inconvenience of drivers at the time of adding the next goods, and drivers are players. In addition to this, we are reviewing all options for various improvements, and improvements are decided and will be continue to update possible areas. So far, this game, when it comes to the level of like goodwill with the community, I've never seen a game ever be on this level. So if there's ever a game to trust that they're going to take care of this problem, even though, to be honest, I didn't think of it as a problem. I'm like, okay, I guess I just gotta level them up. It's not a big deal. But to be honest, now that they've addressed it, it is kind of annoying. So the fact that they're going out of their way to make sure that they're going to take care of that, if there's ever a company that I believe them when they say that, it's going to be this one. So I'm going to end the video here. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this new patch. Are you guys excited for it? Is there anything you wish they added? And with that, guys, I'm out. Peace.